Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you. Lies to Congress. We got Hinman's testimony and the legal doctrine that could end GoldmanGensler's crypto reign. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, $1.11 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 1%. Good morning, everyone. Bitcoin, 26,800 plus. Ethereum, 1,700 plus. Tether market cap is 83 billion plus right now. Watching it close. 48 cents in holding. Remember, 48 cents is a key mark for XRP to hold on the 3-day candle. We're watching it close. However, we are off by 13.5% on the 7-day right now. Ouch. Well, let me tell you something. Here's a good side of this. Let me tell you about Link2, because Link2's already compliant. If you're an accredited investor, this is where you can get the most incredible products that are backing this innovation space, whether we're talking about digital assets, whether we're talking about fintech, whether we're talking about AI. This is the place to get the best products like PolySign. And let me tell you something, PolySign is so key because PolySign is going to provide the foundation for which the entire digital asset tokenization agenda is going to take off from, and that's custody, ladies and gentlemen. PolySign is the king of custody, qualified custody, approved, regulatory compliant custody, what we've all been waiting for. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen, and it's coming for accredited investors and institutions alike. Make sure you check it out. Click the link underneath the video and get you some PolySign. Here we start with this. Now, some of this will be a little depressing, but I'll tell you something. You got to pick which hills you're going to die on some days, and this is one of them I'm willing to do because I'm going to tell you something. This is important information we're about to run through here, and it's important that we all level set and understand it clearly because everything that we're going to look at in this video today needs to be spread amongst as many people as possible to make sure we really understand. It is not an overstatement to say we may be losing our country or we could have already lost our country at this point. We start with this piece of information. Hinman testified, the SEC, in the SEC versus Ripple, his deposition, he testified that the SEC learned how much the ETH Foundation owned, but doesn't recall how much. Hinman says he believes the percentage the foundation owned was not substantial. Hinman says substantial to him means anything 30, 40%, but doesn't know where to draw the line. Okay, all right. Now he's got all of this, I can't remember anything. However, you got to understand here from cowboy.crypto, this is one of the Twitter sleuths out here that's absolutely crushing it. Plug and Play, where Bill Hinman's son was director of enterprise tech, listen to all this, is invested in Evertas, which was funded by Hashkey, including others. Hashkey also funded Prometheum alongside Wan Zhang, which we know is China CCP backed. Evertas president and co-founder is also the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Conflict much? Yeah, exactly. Bill Hinman's son was also a venture investor in Ethereum startup, but he doesn't know much about Ethereum. Evertas raised $14 million, which Hashkey participated in. Evertas president and founder is ex-Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, EEA. But he doesn't know much about any of this. I'll tell you something. We got more for you here, too. In his own words, Aaron Kaplan from Prometheum, who appears to be the new Sam Bankman fraud, he is testifying in front of Congress. And I don't know how else to say it here, but I'm getting the impression that Aaron is a liar. Take a listen.
I want to quote from an article in the Wall Street Journal last week entitled, "Crypto Communism Has a New Meaning. China seeks to infiltrate the U.S. financial system, and SEC and FINRA seem oblivious." And in this article, it talks about Prometheum as an American company, but according to SEC filings, is a strategic partner and joint venture with Shanghai Wanshan Blockchain Incorporated and its affiliate Hashkey. The former company is a spin-off of Wansheng Group, which has deep ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Wansheng Group was founded in 1969, and the founder passed recently. An official press release commented that the comrade always listened to the party and followed the party. That group is now led by that gentleman's son, Lu Wangding, and the press release is almost identical by saying that he will carry forward the practice of the deceased founder and always listen to the party and follow the party. I can tell you from being on the Chinese Select Committee, that is a chilling statement when we have an American company that's in bed with the Chinese. Mr. Kaplan, what percentage of your company is owned by a Chinese entity?
Listen.
I think approximately 20%. Basically, beyond our partnership here, as I mentioned before, Shanghai Wanzheng Blockchain is our co-founder. They're not a partner, they're our co-founder. We work hand in hand with them.
Mr. Kaplan, what percentage of your company is owned by a Chinese entity?
I think approximately 20%.
20% of it. How much influence do they have over your company?
They have the same rights as other shareholders.
How much access do they have to intellectual property?
Wanzheng has no access to any Prometheum code or technology or system, server, or customer data. Basically, beyond our partnership here, as I mentioned before, Shanghai Wanzheng Blockchain is our co-founder. They're not a partner, they're our co-founder. We work hand in hand with them, and leveraging their excellent resource and expertise, we really feel that we can achieve our business plan in an efficient and intelligent
manner. And it sounds like he's a liar. Because what he just said in this clip right here is not what he testified to in Congress. Now, either one of these two situations, he's lying. I'll let Aaron Kaplan answer that. But here we understand that between Ethereum, between the William Hinman connection to Ethereum, his own kid working at split-offs of these things. Then we talk about Hashkey, which was mentioned by Representative Lukemeyer here in that clip I just played you, which was also an important piece to the Prometheum Wanzheng puzzle. Not only did they fund Prometheum, Hashkey Digital Asset Group is a Wanzheng partner and have a technology agreement with Wanzheng and Prometheum. Now remember what Representative Lukemeyer said. Wanzheng is a China CCP-backed company, period. Full stop. Well, it gets worse. Hashkey Digital Asset Group is a Wanzheng spinoff, entered into a technology agreement with Wanzheng and Prometheum in this SEC filing. It's all right there. And he lied and said it was only 20%, and they had no hand in anything else. Hashkey hired ex-JP Morgan director David Leahy as the COO of Hashkey and also attended MIT for cybersecurity, same MIT Gary Gensler taught his blockchain course. Then we have PJT, partners in the same company Bill Hinman was flagged for holding when he joined the SEC. Their only listed investment is Custodia Bank. Hashkey is also invested in Custodia. Here's a list of the key investors in Custodia: Blockchain Capital, Coinbase Ventures, Digital Currency Group, Binance, Hashkey, Morgan Creek Digital, PJT Partners, University of Wyoming Foundation. $500 million Web3. Hashkey Capital raised the $500 million to build Web3 applications and tools. Stay with me now. Bill Hinman was in a house lawyer for Brooklyn Project. As you remember, Digital Asset cracked that open when ETHgate got discovered. And the free pass. Then we see here, Ethereum forms a coalition with Brooklyn Project to help them get through the regulatory door and create a monopoly. Ripple sued and becomes embroiled in a 2-year battle with the SEC. Wanzheng advances their mission to expand Ether in China with Fenbushi and Hashkey, OneCloud, and others. Seba Bank partners with Hashkey for institutional crypto adoption. Alameda and FTX investors, amongst others. ZA Bank, in efforts with Boston Consulting Group, HKT Payments secured lending applications. Boston Consulting Group is a backed investor. See third and fourth picture, it can show you that, right? ZA Bank is working with HashKey and OSL, the only two licensed crypto exchanges based in Hong Kong, to allow users to withdraw crypto deposits in U.S. dollars. Hong Kong dollars, Chinese yuan, ZA Bank's chief executive Ronald Liu told Bloomberg. Early Ethereum backer HashKey Capital has raised $500 million to create one of Asia's biggest crypto investment pools, as you can see there. Evertas raises $14 million, which HashKey participated in. Evertas president and founder is Enterprise Ethereum Alliance as well. Now we see here, crypto insurance firm Evertas raised a $14 million Series A round, led a polychain cap, and it says with participation from Sino Global Cap, Real Matrix, HashKey. Oh, it gets worse. Stay with me now. Let's now take a look at some of HashKey's investment and players involved. And you're about to find out that a lot of these players that are involved were talking and shorting and squashing and fudding Ripple and XRP as hard as they could, and they were taking this money. Isn't that a coincidence? I don't think so. HashKey first listed investment happened to be Prometheum. Okay. Joseph Luhman Skylab. Key investors, Consensus Ventures, Galaxy Digital, old Mike Novogratz, HashKey, and Kyle Samani over there at Multicoin. Is it any wonder that they were all talking bad about XRP and Ripple? HashKey is also invested in Custodia Bank. PJT Partners is an investor in Custodia as their only listed investment. PJT Partners is the same company Bill Hinman was flagged for holding when he joined the SEC, and their only investment listed Custodia Bank. Nervous Network, Dragonfly, Consensus and Paradigm, HashKey, Multi-Capital, Kyle Samani, Sequoia Capital, China, Huazhang Bank, all backed by the CCP there. Blockfolio kicked in. Now we see this, and you look at all the founder key investors here, right? CoinD, Founders Fund, Peter Thiel, HashKey, Pantera, Jed McCaleb partner, Terra. Then we see this, Binance, Coinbase, CoinD, Galaxy, HashKey, Pantera. It's all the same players. Block Damon. It says here, BlockFi, Consensus Investor, Citi, Fenbushi Capital, Galaxy, old Novogratz again, Goldman Sachs, HashKey, Morgan Creek, SoftBank, Warburg Seres. It says here, Ava Labs, A16. I mean, these are all of the players that we have seen fudding and trying to squash and do harm to Ripple and XRP. Think of it. These are the players that he has found with HashKey and associate them on a regular basis. There's more to be found, but it's quite clear China has a grip on the U.S. crypto markets as well as the SEC. There's no question about it. Then I want you to listen to this. Aaron Kaplan, right here, claims that XRP is a security. Meanwhile, he brags about being in the room during Ethereum's unregistered ICO. According to Aaron Kaplan, the rules only apply to American companies like Ripple, but not China CC-backed companies and projects like Prometheum and Ethereum. All we've ever wanted is an open market and free market. Take a listen.
Companies like Ripple sold billions of dollars worth of tokens to investors with the goal of using the money raised to build out a network or blockchain. The investors in those tokens invested because they were seeking a profit, and that profit would be derived from the efforts of the engineers, the foundations, the insiders, who were responsible for bringing those projects to fruition and generating a return for those token investors. So essentially, really, the only people who are arguing that XRP is not a security, who actually could say that with a straight face, are really those best served by XRP not being a security. But they are really doing so at the expense of their customers and the investment public, because going forward for the industry, the way to end the crypto winter, the way to basically move forward is the clear application of federal securities laws. And I think the Ripple decision will mark a major step in that direction.
You know, we were in the room like when they were, obviously we weren't part of the project, but, you know, when you could have bought ETH in the ICO for 19 cents a pop. At the time, I thought it was a security.
So if you are a whale, if you are planning on investing several million US dollars worth, then you can do that in for multiple identities. We will ask for a real-world identity in the form of email address, just so that we can make sure that everything works smoothly the whole way through the process. but we won't be requiring it.
They won't be requiring it. You can use multiple fake identities and disguise who you are. So that way Ethereum's fundraise would look more decentralized than it actually was, right? Isn't that the goal? There's one thing Aaron Kaplan and I do agree on. At the time he was sitting in the room when the ICO actually took place, he thought it was a security. I do too. Unregistered, that is. Here we see, I shared this a couple days ago here to John Deaton from a member from our Digital Perspectives Mastermind group here. He says, I wanted to have this link, a U.S. Code of Ethics for all government employees. Thought maybe John Deaton could use this when he gets subpoena power for William Hinman. And you know what? Here's somebody thinking along the same lines too. It's Ripple's General Counsel, Stuart Alderati. He says the law requires the SEC employees, like all federal employees, to act and appear to act impartially. The law asks, would a reasonable person knowing the facts question the employee's impartiality? You know the facts. You're damn right we do, Stuart. Well said. And it damn sure shows us that there is an appearance of impropriety on William Hinman's part at the least. Meanwhile, the asset XRP, which can serve in a business model like spend a bit, shout out to Jay, who was at XRP Las Vegas 2023. He was amazing. Shows here the benefits of using XRP to spend Bitcoin as an example. You can spend and send $100,000 worth of Bitcoin buying a car. You use it to spend the Bits app, and it will cost you 0.00005 XRP to do it. According to the SEC, the 100K in Bitcoin is not a security, but the 0.00005 XRP, fraction of a penny, are securities. That's how ridiculous this has got. But you know what? There may be another bump in the road for old Goldman Gary Gensler ahead. And this is coming from former SEC advisor J.W. Verrett. Shout out to him. He says there's a legal doctrine that could end Gensler's crypto crackdown. And essentially what he calls it, it is called the Major Questions Doctrine. And it relates to how courts look at executive agencies in the so-called independent agencies and consider how much deference to give the things that they do. These agencies, such as the SEC, receive broad mandates from Congress to regulate certain areas. However, the specifics are often left vague, which has resulted in significant expansion of regulations through agency rulemaking over the years. It says here, historically, the Chevron doctrine, a fairly deferential approach to the agency actions in various views, provide a framework for courts to grant agencies broad discretion. However, the Major Question Doctrine, seen as a competing doctrine, has gained traction among conservative and libertarian-minded judges. Verrett suggested it argues that if an agency seeks to regulate a matter without specific authorization from Congress, especially if it involves national, economic, political importance, it must first obtain explicit approval from Congress. So that's where we are here, and how the fight is now bringing that doctrine to the crypto digital asset space, and what the purview of the SEC should be based on that doctrine. Now, he goes on to say here that this may take a while to get to, but he believes that Coinbase and Binance may be using this argument in their fight against Goldman Gary Gensler. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. Look, I'm not right and I'm not left, but I am a patriot of this country, and it's time we fight back, and we fight back together. I'll catch all of you on the next one.